Hey guys, this is Carlos, Strike78, and here's a little bit of a rundown of my small but humble Star Fox collection. And again, as before, if you like this content, please leave a like and please consider subscribing to my channel for more videos like this. And as I said, I'm already at 400 plus subscribers right now at the moment, and I'm just really thankful that every one of you for being a part of this journey with me. I've been around YouTube for quite some time, and even though I'm not as big as everybody else, I'm still glad to be here. So, and I also love posting content like this and showing my enthusiasm for some of my favorite pop culture and video games, movies, TV, anime, tokusatsu, all that. So anyway, here's a little bit of a rundown of my of my small but humble Star Fox collection. So let's get started. All right. So to start out, we have the Holy Grail, the Star Fox 64 Nintendo 64 game cartridge. And sorry if I'm holding it like this because back then my father he would write my name on some of my games or some of the things that he knows that I'm probably gonna lose because I have a tendency to lose some of my toys back then or anything. So anyway, this is my game cartridge, and this is my very first game that I ever got to play and own. And my very first game console was the Nintendo 64. And during that Christmas of 1997, I was just ecstatic when this was under my Christmas tree back then, and I just really loved playing on this. And over time, eventually became a whole lot better, and I also managed to beat my own personal high scores. And I was just like, this is a very fun game to play, especially when you're flying in the R wing, and when you're fighting in the Landmaster, and fighting underwater in the Blue Marine. This is just, for me, that's absolute nostalgia. It's one of the best games Nintendo ever made, and I'm really sad that that not much is being done when it came to the Star Fox series. But I really hope that an official game is in the works, and I just really hope that the Star Fox series will have a revival one day. And back then, there wasn't that much Star Fox merch other than the plushes, but when Jack Specific released these special figures from their World of Nintendo line of action figures, I was happy. My eyes just lit up. And I said to myself, I have to have these guys. And of course, the first figure I ever got was, of course, Fox McCloud. And I really love all the detail that's packed into this, even though the Jack specific figures are mainly for kids. Anyway, but as a collector, I'm just really happy. And then I'm next up. I also got Peppy right here, and then I also got Slippy next, and the last one to complete the team, Falco Lombardi. And each of these figures came with their own accessories, but so far, as for the early release for these, Fox was the only one that had this tiny little cardboard box that contained his accessory, whereas the others all had their accessories shown in their window packaging. But I really loved these tiny mystery boxes because you never know what kind of accessory you'll have with your World Nintendo Jack specific figures. And as for Fox, he comes with the tiny version of the Star Fox R-Wing right here. Yep, yeah, it's very tiny. It has the basic paint, and of course, Falco also has his version of the R-Wing right here. He comes with that with this window packaging. As for Peppy and Slippy, Peppy has the item box, especially when Rob says, "Location confirmed, sending supplies." Oh man, it's just so fun hearing the dialogue all over again. And and Slippy also has the smart bomb icon. Very simple, but still really nice touch. And finally, rounding out my Star Fox collection is the Starlink Battle for Atlas Nintendo Switch Starter Pack. Now, let me tell you, when Starlink Battle for Atlas came out in 2018, I was just surprised, and when I found out that Star Fox was going to be a part of the Nintendo Switch version of the game, I was just like, "Oh my god!" I feel like I'm reliving my childhood all over again. And when I found out that the R wings were making an appearance in the game, I was like, "Oh my god! The R wings look so cool in that game." And I was like, I wish there was I wish there was an actual toy of that R wing. And I mean, there hasn't been that many physical versions of the R wing up, which was up until they first four figures came out with their R wing statue as a promotion for Star Fox 64 3D for the Nintendo 3DS, but that was just way too expensive for me. So when I when I found out that Starlink Battle for Atlas was basically a Toys to Life game, and when I found out that the Nintendo Switch starter pack had a physical version of the R Wing, I was like, oh my god, I have to have this. And so one day after work, I stopped by my local Best Buy, and I picked this up at retail. I know it was a lot, but I didn't regret it, and I loved playing this. And and as the years went by, when I checked on eBay, I was just like, oh my god, they're being sold for cheap now. I was like, $20 for this? I was like, okay. So I bought two more pre-owned Starlink Battle for Atlas R wings, and I really love these. And so this was the first R wing that I opened back in 2018 when when Starlink Battle for Atlas came out, and of course I decided to have a Fox inside the cockpit, and of course have the weapons that came with that starter pack, the flamethrower and the frost barrage missiles. And that's one of the things that I really loved about the Starlink line, that they came with all these cool, wonderful ships, and they also have these modular weapon attachments that you can attach to them in any sort of direction. And I really loved the direction that Ubisoft took during when it came to the development of Starlink, and including the Star Fox team in this. And the second R wing right here, I got pre owned, and I decided to put the main protagonist of Starlink, Mason Rana, in this one, and I decided to keep the Frost Barrage missiles on this one, but I decided to equip this R Wing with the Shredder Mark II Gatling cannon. And I was just like, it looks cool. I want to be able to, and I also want to be able to differentiate between the R Wings, and having the both R Wings be equipped with both the Frost Barrage and the Flamethrower was just how can I tell which one's the Fox and which one's Mason? Even though that there's these clear cockpits, they're so dark that it's hard to see the pilot inside. So I decided to differentiate between the two R-wings, between Masons and Foxes, with the weapons that they're equipped. And speaking of which, I also have pre-owned this this Fox McCloud pilot figure, which you attach to the special controller mount for the Nintendo Switch, and and I gotta say the level of detail for these small pilot figures is just absolutely amazing, and I'm also taking special care to make sure that these are well protected, and also make sure that that nothing's stressed or worn out. And speaking of which, I also bought the variety of weapons as part of the special weapons pack for Starlink, and I'm really impressed with how they work in the game, and also how they look in real life. And it's just these are absolutely wonderful. Of course, let me introduce them all. Like, we have this the Frost Barrage and the Flamethrower, and then you also have some of these also some of the kinetic weapons like the Gauss cannons, the Shredder or Gatling cannon, the also this ice cannon, the like gravity, also the also the gravity gun, and also this rail gun right here, and also the meteor battering ram unit. Oh man, for me though, I would compare these two as to like oversized shotguns, because they fire in spreads in the game, and I have to admit, these all look so cool, and I'm hoping that I can get more weapons modules so that I can play more of Starlink Battle for Atlas, and then try and unlock some of the content that I haven't been able to do currently. But and of course, I also had to have the starter pack mint in box, and it's also really fun to display on my shelf. So, and I wanted to get the Nintendo Switch version of this because, of course, one, I grew up with Star Fox, and having this having this starter pack means so much to me, because I grew up with Star Fox back when it came out in 1994 for the Super NES, and having played Star Fox 64 on my N64 as my first game and my first console, it brings back a lot of memories for me. Now, I'm probably gonna get this question: where can you find these? So, let me give you a rundown as to where you can find some of these some of the items that I have in my collection. If you have a Nintendo 64, the Star Fox 64 game cartridge is very easy to find. You can practically find them in your local vintage video game store. Like, if you're in the Jacksonville area, you can go to Games Galore. You can go to Gunbroke Gaming, or over on over on Kingsley Avenue. And as for Games Galore, it's over on Beach. It's over on Beach Boulevard, going close towards the Jacksonville Beach. And another place I would also recommend going to is Video Game Rescue, over on also on Blanding Boulevard, but in the Lakeshore area of Jacksonville, and also it's a little bit close to the Ortega River. And also you can also check on eBay for them for it too, and it usually can cost around 20 to $30, especially when they're out of the box. But if you're planning on trying to get trying to get the complete inbox with the instruction manual, the box itself, also along with the other inserts, including the game, I wish you the best of luck, because those can go upwards from about $70 to up to about over $150, $200 max. As for the World of Nintendo figures, now these figures were released 10 years ago, but they can still be found on eBay. But some of them have reasonable prices around 25, $30 aftermarket. But some of them, like Fox McCloud, for example, he was going for over $150 on eBay, and in some of these figures, as I said, the rest of the Star Fox figures you can easily find on eBay for 20, $30 each. But I would say aftermarket value for these, it's not that bad, not that bad. As for getting the Nintendo Switch version of the Starlink Battle for Atlas starter pack, which includes the R wings, as well as the two pilot figures and the and the weapons and R wing. Now the Nintendo Switch starter pack, they can go for up to 20, $30. They're not that expensive anymore. So they're very easy to find, and even some that are new that have been opened, even some that are already pre-owned, and also the weapons packs. Those can run from about $17 to about up to $25. Though you can basically find those for cheap. So that's basically the rundown of my small Star Fox collection. And as I said, if you like this content, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel for more content like this. I always love to show off my a little bit of my collection, some little bit portions at a time, and I also like to share that joy with you if you like to collect. I also like to leave some hints on where to find these and where to get them, and also show you the price range for a lot of these if you're planning on getting these. I love to spread the joy of collecting and also playing with your toys. You're never too old. You're never too old. So that's my bit. And again, this is Carlos, Strike Freedom 78, signing off as always, and also want to make sure that everyone stays safe, and most importantly, stay kind. That's all I ask. And again, this is Carlos, Strike Freedom 78. Peace out. Later.